Hey you beautiful buccaneers, Falcore here. So I imagine as of now, most of, if not all, have visited one of these skeleton camps in Sea of Thieves. Now even though they're called skeleton camps, that really only explains the surface, because down below, they hold the temples of the forgotten ancients. Those who survived in this ragtag world long before us ragtag bunch of pirates got here. Now, due to the native cave paintings around the world, we always believed them to be a simplistic race, but as time has gone on, we've discovered that although they were very deeply rooted in superstition and were in harmony with nature and balance, they were far from bumbling Neanderthals. Unlike the real world, their superstitious stories and great sea monsters and magical artifacts were in fact all real. But although a lot of the ancients were celebrated and not only given a place of worship across the lands in the form of wall paintings and shrines, and some even depicted in the stars themselves, there were some that were wiped from history because their acts were too shameful, or posed a threat to the balance of the world, or were sent out to protect this imbalance, and their deeds were literally buried and forgotten so none could learn of their history. We first learnt of these dark constellations with the Secret Wilds adventure, where we learnt that Briggsy was in search of them with an unnamed friend. This friend has now been discovered to be Louise, Tasha's mother, who unfortunately perished in one of these forgotten shrines. That's enough sadness, that story is stupid! The purpose of which was to find clues to whispers of a cure for the skeleton curse. And now, thanks to the skeletons, we have now rediscovered these shrines. The owl, the wise one, king of the ancients, who was betrayed. The butterfly, a carefree prince, son of the owl, who had everything he ever wanted, who was tricked for some reason. By the widow, the most evil of the ancients, who did something so terrible that she was taken to a special prison that was constructed by none other than her own daughter, the panther. The sun fox, the high priestess, a hero of the ancients, possibly responsible for putting an end to the widow. And the final temple, the veiled bat. This is the most mysterious one, as literally nothing is known about this ancient other than he played a hand in whatever happened in this mystery. Each of the temples have a unique design. The panther, for example, its interior is covered with overgrowth and nature. The owl, the interior is covered in bioluminescent coral with cascading waterfalls. And the widow. Her temple is the darkest of them all, and quite rightly so. Lava spews from the cracks in the walls, even her statue is buried below the surface, perhaps signifying her prison, bathed in lava. Three of these temples are quite interesting, the first being the Widow Temple, as above the surface at the skeleton camp, it's pretty obvious that the skeletons are forging something, and set up a minecart system to retrieve whatever this is. This is amplified by the fact that when you are on the burning blade, and you venture below, you can hear the skeletons at work mining whatever this substance is. But what is this substance, I hear you ask? Obsidian, of course. This island is literally the foundry for the obsidian skeletons. The second temple that sparks a little thought is the Wise Owl Temple. Its entire interior is decorated with coral and waterfalls, with two statues, a young-looking ancient bathed in water, and a destroyed statue of a much older ancient. Given the decor of this temple and an obvious emphasis on water and ocean, it does make me wonder if this is the statue of the ancient king that killed the ancient warrior who turned himself into a siren, and the sirens found a way in here and destroyed his visage. This could even be the place they found the everlasting chest of sorrows. It's a bit of a stretch, but it's an interesting pause for thought. The Panther Temple. Although this temple doesn't really give us any insight as to what might have happened and why all of this was covered up, it does raise a very interesting question. The Panther, the daughter of the widow, was tasked with creating a prison for all the ancients that went bad, locking away their dark secrets, even her own mother. And you might think we have seen these prisons. When we unlock the vault door to expose these orbs, we find an ancient skeleton lying on a ceremonial plinth next to an orb of secrets. However, because the Panther created a prison for all of those who were evil, that suggests that these ancient bodies are not the remains of the ancients talked about in these constellations, but rather guardians of these people's secrets. I say this because if these are the prisons of the ancients that went bad, why would the Panther also bury herself in one of these tombs? So where is this prison? Is it something we might see in a future update? It was confirmed that in 2025, the story will be focusing more about the ancients, so perhaps we'll see something then. Or the prison has been under our nose all along. There is this one orb that differs from the rest, the one in possession of Flameheart himself. When on the Burning Blade and collecting this tribute from the shrines, you're actually loading the secret knowledge of the memories of these orbs into the Blade of Souls aboard the Burning Blade. Remember when Tasha's mum and dad sung Kumbaya and grew her arm back with Daisy memories? Well, now Flameheart is doing the same thing, loading the orb with the knowledge of these ancients, which was kept safe by these guardians. But this orb in Flameheart's possession has been here a very long time. This orb is the Oracle, is the orb, referred to as the Oracle by Flameheart himself. And it's not the first time it's being called that.
Tell us, what is your name, Orb? Yes, you are many, a prison of the ancients, restless voices of the banished, bound in glitter and jewel. Now you have the greatest honor. Every king needs his oracle.
And given that the Sword of Souls can not only now transfer memories, but also extract them and bring them into existence, it's a very powerful set of tools at Flameheart's disposal. So, where is the prison? It's been here all along. But the orb looks very different now. It's missing a certain symbolic item that was present before this update, a large ship roaming the waves, a dark visage of its former self. Where is this ship now? Plus, Mike Chapman has confirmed that the Burning Blade is the ship from the original orb, but that wouldn't have been nearly as epic if I just said that. So, you can subscribe if you like.